Hey everyone!
No! Oh, please, God, no!
Hello, Riley. How you doing? Hormone therapy treating you fine? Really? Because I bet it's affecting your mind by this point.
For a while, I had no idea what I could add to this conversation or how I could make a video on this topic, because it seems very obvious to me that we should believe Brett Kavanaugh's accusers and not appoint him to the Supreme Court. End of story.
Really? Really?
Really?
Really?
Really? Really? Really?
So no trial then? Just go ahead and put him up to the guillotine to get his head chopped off? We're not even gonna talk to the fucking witches who probably made shit up for a, I don't know, punch at the president or, cash grab, no nothing. We just fucking believe them. Okay. Good to see that your character is still intact. Let's not consider the fact that the accusations is, a handful of them is about 30 years old, but I get the fact that rape victims will, keep something buried until it finally comes out. I get that. However, it seems a bit suspicious, and everything needs to be questioned in order to see the truth.
Like, that doesn't take several minutes to explain. His accusers' accounts are highly credible.
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
Riley, I don't know what you think high credibility is to you, but to me that means it's backed by a lot of evidence, because Ford's eyewitnesses don't really have a recollection of Brett even being there, or any of the party members' looks. Hell, even Ford herself claims she has no idea how the hell she got home. Please explain to me how you think her coming up and saying he raped me is highly credible without no evidence backing up her fucking claim.
At this point, when I'm recording this, 5 different women have come forward, though that may have changed by the time this video goes live.
Oh, that's just adorable, Riley. You're just so angry that Kavanaugh was treated with respect and him, and yet you say you think it's not pertaining to me. Riley, it does not matter how many women come in. They need to be questioned. They need to have the evidence to back it up. And in the coming weeks, we can see that the accusers are basically lying as well.
The Me Too movement has been happening for long enough that folks should know by now to believe survivors.
Riley, you have to face the fact that the Me Too movement is dead now because it's now been lifted up and taken over by fucking hypocrites. Like one of the forerunners of the Me Too movement was caught in a scandal where she had sex with a minor and hushed him up with hush money. And it's because of the Me Too movement that this shit is happening more often now. If you think that people will not try and destroy someone's life because of a false rape accusation, then you really need to rethink how vile people can be.
So what else is there to say? I'm not really sure there is much. I could tell you about some of the misconceptions surrounding these specific allegations and tell you exactly what he's being accused of and why that should disqualify him from the Supreme Court, but that information is out there in droves.
Oh, so you're going the lazy route and make people do the work for you, and it's kind of a bad thing for you to do, Riley, because sometimes they'll see more of the lines that he is the victim rather being the perpetrator.
I try to make videos about topics like these educational and informational.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
Riley, you are a lying sack of shit. Most of your videos is nothing but going on your emotions and you playing with sex toys. And this cancerous video of you playing Fortnite while playing with sex toys.
The main point of this video isn't necessarily to tell you everything about the Kavanaugh situation. It's just to voice my support for survivors.
Yeah, you can call them survivors all you want, but we have yet to decide that they are telling the truth without any evidence to back up their claim. You and people like you are the sole reason why Anita Sarkeesian got $35,000 for a Discord server, why Breonna Moon almost made into a government office, why Zoe Quinn gets bags of money for a game that will never, ever happen because you guys are fucking retarded and just want to show everyone just how of a good little man you are. And people like you send innocent men to jail. There is a story where a man has been sentenced to 28 years for a woman who dreamt of him raping her. I'm not kidding. Here it is. So, a woman dreams of a man raping her. He got sent to jail over a fucking dream. And you sit there and tell me that we need to listen and believe every single fucking time a rape accusation comes forward without no evidence. None. And we just send innocent men to jail just to be safe. This is the sole reason why we have due process. Because it would be the Salem witch trials all over again. But instead of witches, it would be white cis men. And in your eyes, basically anyone who disagrees with you.
Right now, it sure seems like there's a lot stacked against sexual assault survivors.
No, it's not. It's not stacked up against them at all. We take rape accusations very, very seriously. But now it has gotten to the point where there are more liars than honest women who come out and say they were raped. And you think this helps women just by saying, yes, she's telling the truth. Yes, she's telling the truth. So, story time. My first job was a busboy. Around that time in 2012, the Jodi Arias trial was going on. And a regular comes in, a woman. And we start talking about it. And we come to an agreement that she's lying. But here's the thing. She gave me a little nugget of information. She was a rape survivor. And she told me the only part she believed in was the 15 stabs. Because you do everything in your power to get them off of you. That's the only part she believed. The only part she didn't believe, where she knew this woman was a murderer, was the slit throat from ear to ear, almost decapitating the head, and the bullet between the eyes. This was an act of jealousy and murder. So a rape survivor did not even believe this woman who claimed self-defense over her ex-boyfriend, who she changed her story about 5 fucking times. And the original story was that ninjas broke in the house and killed them and spared her.
Republicans are telling them that they're never to be believed.
Citation needed.
Tons of people are supporting those Republicans. I know that my voice is just a drop in the ocean here, but I think we need as many people as we can speaking up and insisting that we believe survivors.
Yes, but not blindly. We do not need to blindly believe people. That's how witch hunts are performed, with retarded ass people like you who just want to show everyone just how much of a good little boy you are, just want to show everyone just how righteous you are. You're nothing more than just showing your pompous ego when doing this. You don't care if they're wrong. You don't care if they're just doing this to destroy someone's life. They could be lying out of their ass and you will still parade them around like a fucking angel. And what about male victims, Riley? I have never seen you produce a single video about a mother who raped her 12-month-old son, streamed it to a man to get a laptop, or a man who was sleeping and had his girlfriend pour boiling water causing third-degree burns all over his body. Or the man who got lit on fire while he was sleeping? Or the man who got his dick chopped off while he was sleeping? Or how about the man who was held up by machete point by his ex-girlfriend and was raped? Never heard anything from you about that. So, is this a privilege that extends to male victims? Because as I could see, feminists don't give a two flying fucks about male victims. What about the male center that never came to be? That the lead organizer killed himself because he could not help himself or men like him in his situation. Because male abuse victims, male rape victims look like less than men. That men cannot be abused or raped because they are men. You are heavily biased when it towards women who come forth with accusations out of the blue or held them for 30-odd fucking years without any evidence to back it up.
So, I believe Dr. Blasey Ford, I believe Deborah Ramirez, I believe Julia Swetnick, and I believe the other women accusing Kavanaugh of sexual assault. I believe survivors.
Mind that when Riley says the other women's, he means other women that come in right after he made this video. Just so that he is ready.
It's clear from these accusations that Kavanaugh has a history of assaulting women.
Accusations do not mean solid proof, you daft cunt. It is innocent until proven guilty. Everyone gets it, including you.
These women have no reason to come forward and put their well-being in danger if he did nothing to them.
Hey, look at this.
Dr. Blasey Ford has already had to move to stay safe from death threats after coming forward. His accusers even have the President of the United States against them. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Nobody would do that and put themselves in that situation if they didn't have a really good reason. And that reason is that they don't want a man who sexually assaulted or attempted to sexually assault them sitting on the Supreme Court. Their accounts are credible and follow patterns that align with other sexual assault survivors.
To who? If you have some evidence that you're withholding, I guess you should, release it to the public. But if you don't, then it's not really credible now, is it?
To dismiss them outright is to say that you don't care about survivors and that all you care about is putting Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court.
Not even my own family.
No one is dismissing them. It is how it is. We look through the evidence, if they have any evidence, and it turns out they had no evidence, in fact, no evidence to back up their claims. However, here's a juicy detail. It's actually found out via an ex-boyfriend of Ford's that she coached one of the accusers, her friend, to what to say. So we can now see that she is indeed lying about this entire thing.
Which is what Republicans are doing right now. It's hard to describe this in any other way than sickening. Republicans want to vote on confirming Kavanaugh before hearing all these women out.
I'm sorry, do we not have a fucking court hearing about this whole thing, or are you just talking out of your ass again?
Republicans don't care what his accusers have to say.
I'm about to break my damn citation button. Can you please stop, for the love of God?
He's not even being put on trial for his actions. He's just losing a chance at an extremely powerful job. People get denied jobs for all sorts of lesser reasons. He should absolutely be disqualified for having these accusations against him. Even if he doesn't make it on the Supreme Court, he's still a judge with a lot of influence and power.
Here's what a lot of people don't know about him. He's been investigated 6 times by the FBI. It's mandated every time when you get a promotion to be a judge of any kind. He was a lawyer who got promoted to be a judge. You have to have a FBI background check for everything. They go through you like a fine comb. They find dirt on you if you are eligible to be a damn judge. He has done this 6 fucking times, and people are asking to get more. And you're telling me that the FBI, the 6 fucking times they went through this guy's background, they did not find Ford or the accusers or the eyewitnesses of this despicable gang raping serial rapist background of his? Doesn't that kind of make you a little bit suspicious about her story?
We should hold men to a higher standard. It isn't just boys being boys when they're derailing women's lives.
Oh yeah, it's just men. It's just men. It's always just the male sex who are criminally insane and disgusting and just sex crazed. Nothing ever happens to men from women because women are such fucking angels. They're such fragile angel victims. They do no wrong, ever.
Men like Kavanaugh are somehow allowed to move on from this stuff and obtain positions of power, while the women they've abused have to live with that forever.
However, Riley, there is one thing I do agree with you. Christine Ford is in fact braver than any U.S. Marine we have, because it takes gigantic balls to falsely accuse a judge of rape in effort to make sure that he doesn't get the job.